27 wins, 2 defeats, with 18 wins, coming by way of knockout. Ranked number 5 by Ring Magazine. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the former WBC Silver Champion and the former World Title Challenger, Erickson, the Hammer Lubin! And his opponent across the ring in this main event, he is the defending champion, fighting out of the red corner. He comes to the ring wearing black with white and weighed in officially at 153.8 pounds. Undefeated with 23 wins. 21 of his 23 wins come by way of knockout. Ranked number 1 by Ring Magazine. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the reigning and defending WBC Interim Super Welterweight Champion of the World and the fighting pride of Grand Prairie, Texas, Vergil Ortiz Jr.
Okay, gentlemen, this is going to be good right here on this side. Right here on this side, this is going to be good for me. Okay? This is for the WBC Interim Championship of the World. You got your instructions in the dressing room. I want you to protect yourself at all times and obey my commands at all times. Touch them up, back to your corners.
And the build-up to this fight was almost as much discussion as Vergil facing Boots maybe next, rather than Vergil facing Lubin. Lubin said, listen, I am tired of the disrespect. I promise you tonight, I will win. I will humble him. This is my destiny. For Vergil Ortiz, he said I can win any way I want. I've got all the cards. It's just which ones do I want to play? Here we go. Ortiz Jr., Lubin, live from Texas.
And for me, the key to this fight for Erickson Lubin is boxing and boxing behind that jab. 75-inch reach for Erickson Lubin. Threw nearly 400 jabs in the 12-round win over Jesus Ramos. He has got to keep Vergil Ortiz at the end of that jab, and he's got to stay off the ropes. When he gets on the ropes, he gets into a ton of trouble. That's where Ramos had the most success, and that's just where he's at. A huge disadvantage against someone like Vergil Ortiz.
Lubin's going to have to stay off the ropes, keep the fight in the middle of the ring, and even though he's known as the Hammer, he's going to have to chip away at Vergil by boxing and using that southpaw stance, boxing clockwise and counterclockwise.
I know a lot of fans won't soon forget the nightmare that happened to Lubin back in 2017 when he got knocked out violently by Jermell Charlo in round 1. And we know Ortiz certainly has the power to do that.
He got knocked out in round 1 by an uppercut, and he got beat to the punch with an uppercut with Fundora. So that might be the punch that Vergil knows can land on Lubin. The one thing, the deciding factor I want to see is how is Lubin going to respond when he gets clipped on the chin. That's the thing that everyone's watching for here.
You know, last couple of fights, Vergil Ortiz has faced two very different styles. Pressure, physicality from Sergey Bohachuk. He survived that, figured that out, and then the herky-jerky style of Israel Madrimov. So he's really growing as a boxer over this last year or so.
And those two fights prepared him for a little bit of what Lubin can do. Lubin can box. He's an expert boxer, and we know that he can punch. He's going to need both styles against Vergil Ortiz tonight. And I love the fact how he's already quieting down Vergil. Normally by the first minute, Vergil unleashes on a power punches, showing off the strength. Lubin hasn't been giving him that.
You mentioned the strength, Sergio, and Vergil Ortiz looks like the bigger man in the ring, but this has been Erickson Lubin's weight class for the last 11 years. He has been fighting at 154.
The crowd hanging on every punch that's thrown in this one.
Vergil almost landed a big left hook while Lubin was pivoting to his right, which is the escape route of a southpaw. You can tell that was a game plan by Vergil Ortiz and his team. That left hook's going to be key here tonight.
Nice right to the body for Ortiz, who has Lubin back to the corner again.
Lubin's going to have to duck down if he escapes to his right, because Ortiz is looking for that left.
Vergil Ortiz, those two have been together for a long time. Vergil Sr. in the corner as well. Notable because Erickson Lubin going into this fight is on his third trainer in the last 3 fights. Kay Karoma working the corner this time. Mark Farit worked the corner the last time. And then Kevin Cunningham, who Erickson Lubin had a long relationship, worked the fight against Ramos.
Interesting, in speaking with both fighters yesterday, we asked them what their strategy is, and they both had the same strategy, saying that I'm going to see what my opponent does and adapt to what he's doing.
I love the instructions. Well, I always love the instructions of Robert Garcia in the corner, but they had to calm down the bull. They had to tell him, you got rounds to work here. You can't let Lubin catch you with those sneaky shots on the inside. Don't get over aggressive. You're gonna have time to land those big punches and start the onslaught. But take your time.
Nice right hand that affected Lubin, who seems to be content leaning against the ropes.
And there's that left hook that we're talking about. Vergil already landed it.
And the man who is dressed like a matador is getting the horns of the bull right now.
Lubin needs to get off the ropes. He can't be getting hit by a big puncher against the ropes this early. And that shell defense is going to work against Lubin. He needs to make Vergil Ortiz miss completely. You can't give him a target. If Ortiz is hitting something like the gloves or the shoulders, he's only going to see red and get more confidence.
Is he trying to rope-a-dope here, Sergio? What do you think he's thinking?
Oh, he's hurt.
He's out on his feet. They stopped the fight. Vergil Ortiz just like that.
That was a statement. We questioned Lubin's chin. We were right about it. Lubin is a shot fighter, and Vergil just took care of that.
Sensational from Ortiz, and Boots can do nothing but smile. Is he next?
What a statement. Vergil Ortiz didn't even make this a fight. What a beatdown.
After 2 straight decision wins,